Privacy discrimination. Key legal and ethical concepts. Welcome. In this video, we explore privacy discrimination and the legal concepts that shape how personal information should be protected. What is privacy discrimination? Privacy discrimination occurs when private or sensitive information is misused in decisions affecting a person's opportunities or treatment. Example: an employer reduces an employee's hours after learning about their medical condition. Constitutional privacy concepts. Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment protects individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government and typically requires warrants based on probable cause. Example: police cannot enter and search someone's home without a valid warrant. Search and seizure refers to government inspection of a person or property and taking items as evidence. Example: investigators seize a suspect's computer during a criminal investigation. Probable cause. Probable cause is a reasonable belief, supported by facts, that a crime has been committed. Example: an officer smells alcohol and sees open containers, giving probable cause for a DUI investigation. Reasonable suspicion. Reasonable suspicion is a lower standard than probable cause and relies on specific facts suggesting potential criminal activity. Example: an officer briefly stops someone pacing outside a closed store late at night. Warrant requirements. A valid warrant must state the probable cause, have judicial approval, list the place to be searched, and describe the items to be seized. Example: a warrant allows officers to search only a desk drawer for stolen documents. Fourth Amendment limitations. Warrants are not required when a person gives consent, evidence is in plain view, or emergencies create an exception. Example: firefighters enter a building without a warrant to rescue occupants. Federal privacy laws. Privacy Act of 1974. The Privacy Act regulates how federal agencies collect, store, and share personal information, typically requiring consent before disclosure. Example: a federal agency cannot share an employee's home address without written permission. Record disclosure conditions. Records may only be disclosed with written consent or when allowed by specific legal exceptions. Example: an agency provides information only after receiving the employee's signed release. ECPA. The Electronic Communications Privacy Act protects electronic, wire, and oral communications from unauthorized interception or access. Example: hacking into someone's email account without permission violates ECPA. Patriot Act. The Patriot Act expands government authority to access electronic and business records for national security purposes. Example: investigators obtain phone records to track suspected terrorist activity. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, known as HIPAA, protects medical information held by healthcare providers and insurers, and limits how this information may be shared. Example: a nurse cannot tell another employee about a patient's diagnosis without a valid reason. PHI. Protected health information, or PHI, includes any identifiable health data such as conditions, treatments, test results, or family medical history. Example: a lab report with a patient's name and test results is PHI. Workplace guidelines. Organizations must protect personal information by limiting access, securing data, training staff on confidentiality, avoiding unnecessary disclosures, and using encryption or passwords. Example: HR stores employee medical accommodation forms in a locked, restricted access cabinet. Privacy torts. What is a tort? A tort is a civil wrong that causes harm to a person or their property. The goal of tort law is compensation. Example: someone suffers harm after their confidential financial data is leaked. Appropriation of name or likeness. Appropriation occurs when someone uses another person's identity for personal or commercial benefit without permission. Example: using a person's photo in an advertisement without consent. Public disclosure of private facts. This tort involves revealing private information that would offend or embarrass a reasonable person. Example: sharing an employee's confidential medical diagnosis with coworkers. False light. False light occurs when someone is portrayed inaccurately or misleadingly in a way that harms their dignity. Example: a news story implies a person was involved in wrongdoing when they were not. Intrusion upon seclusion. Intrusion involves entering someone's private affairs without permission. Example: a manager secretly reading an employee's private text messages. Categories of tort law. Intentional torts. Intentional torts occur when someone deliberately causes harm. Example: intentionally posting someone's private diary online. Negligence. Negligence happens when someone fails to exercise reasonable care. Example: accidentally emailing sensitive client information to the wrong person. Strict liability. Strict liability applies when harm results from inherently dangerous activities or defective products. Example: a malfunctioning product explodes and injures a user. 4 elements of a tort case. The 4 elements of a tort include that a plaintiff must prove duty, breach, causation, and damages. Example: a company fails to secure customer data. The breach exposes information, and the customer suffers financial loss. What torts are not. Torts are not crimes, not contract disputes, not punished by jail, and not based solely on hurt feelings without actual harm. Example: feeling insulted without measurable damage is not a tort. Torts versus crimes. In comparing torts versus crimes, torts are private wrongs aimed at compensation, and crimes are public wrongs prosecuted by the government. Example: a lawsuit for a data breach is a tort. Stealing a computer is a crime. Additional concepts. Civil liberties. Civil liberties are freedoms protected by the Constitution, such as privacy and free expression. Example: the right to keep personal beliefs private is a civil liberty. Metadata. Metadata is information about data, such as timestamps, locations, and device details. Example: an email's metadata can show when and where it was sent. Exigent circumstances. Exigent circumstances allow government action without a warrant when immediate danger or evidence loss is likely. Example: police enter a home without a warrant after hearing calls for help. In summary, understanding privacy discrimination requires knowing how personal information should be handled and how misuse can cause legal or ethical harm. Example: using private medical details to deny someone an opportunity is both unethical and unlawful.